I am seeing that everyone is doing well. Now, I was trying to make this announcement the other day via my YouTube channel, but I was having connectivity issues. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that there will be no more new episodes of the Meaning of the Minds podcast. Our final episode will be on May 10th, 2025. Life is just taking everyone in different directions, and we figured that now would be the best time to kind of say goodbye. We appreciate all of the people that have supported the podcast, and also those that have been subscribing to the GMANKOOL23 channel. I greatly appreciate it as well. We have had various discussions. We've talked about credit and financial literacy. We've talked about double standards between men and women. We've talked about religion. We've talked about abuse. We've talked about almost every single thing that there is to talk about, And so, talking about those things, we started over 2 years ago. September, almost 2 years, right? No, almost 3 years. But we started the podcast on September 10th, 2022. And our first episode was 3 hours long. But we had everyone engaged. Everyone was ready, right? The second episode got shaved down to about 2 hours. So most of our episodes were 2 hours long. And then we took a hiatus in 2024. And so I shaved off 2 hours. So now we were reduced to 1 hour. Before, we used to run from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And now from 8 to 9. But next month will be our final episode. It's been such a great journey, as I said. Many of us are moving into different directions, and so it's time to end the podcast. As much as I would like to continue doing it, it's just not feasible right now at this point, But I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love and the support and all the different things that you guys have been doing. People have been engaged. People have been engaging with the podcast. We've had live commentary. And if you guys go look, there's actually a playlist where you can check out the whole podcast. All right. And our topic is going to be the history of slang. That's going to be the final episode. So that's going to be May 10th, 2025 at 8 p.m. And I'm hoping that everyone can come and join. I would really appreciate it. And also, shout out to the Upgrade, Caroline, Trini, Christine, Ray. Shout out to those people. Oh, and also Dia as well. These people have been instrumental in what makes the podcast work. All of their contributions have been very helpful. And although you may not have seen Dia on screen with us, she was working behind the scenes when it came to the podcast. I remember we would just have conversations and talk, coming up with some great content and just shooting ideas back and forth, But yeah, it's been a fun ride. This was the first time that I ever did a podcast, and I was surprised at the support that it got, It was never about numbers, although we did have a good amount of people that joined and saw the program. It was never about numbers, but it was about having real life discussions, and everybody having their opinion. At times, it may have seemed that people got annoyed because they didn't get their point across, but I guarantee you, matter of fact, no, I can tell you that at the end of the day, it's all love. It's all love, And around the time that I started the podcast, we were 2 years out of COVID. Remember, COVID changed a lot of things, People were wearing masks on the bus, and everyone just wanted to stay with each other, stay away from each other, Around 2021 is when things opened up a little bit. Churches opened back up. Some businesses never came back. People had new careers, some things changed. And then in 2022, everybody was fully outside, so it was indeed a great experience. I can't even lie, you know what I mean? I enjoyed doing the podcast, and I'll tell you the truth. Behind the scenes, I was thinking of a conversation. Well, here's how the podcast came about. I had did a special program called Coping with Quarantine with my friends Ray and Lexi, and so I think we spoke for like about an hour or so, and that was in 2020. That was around April, when the pandemic was going on and all that. So 2 years later, that idea popped into my head. So I got Ray and he was on board. I tried to reach Lexi, and I guess at the time she was busy, so she never responded. So I figured, a podcast is good with 3 people, but why not add additional folks? So I got some other friends that I knew, asked them if they wanted to be a part of the podcast, and before you knew it, it was born. And I told them, we're going to do it once a month. It's not going to be like every week. We're going to pick one topic to talk about. There's going to be a list and series of questions. We're going to put those questions together, and then, we're going to talk to the audience. So everybody had a chance to talk, to converse, to have a conversation. And the first episode was explosive. As a matter of fact, the first episode was double standards between men and women. This was part 1. And originally when we started, it was me, the upgrade, Ray, and Caroline. That was the first episode. And then somebody made a suggestion. I'm not sure if it was Caroline or Ray, but somebody said, listen, we need to add another female for balance. And so Ray got his friend Christine, and she joined in the conversation, and she was locked in, and it was great to hear another, it was great to have another side in terms of hearing an opinion from another woman, you know what I mean, in order to round out the topic. And I'm not sure if she came in on episode 2 or 3. I think it was episode 2. I could be wrong. So, hold on. Give me one moment, please. All right, so that happened, and we started off from there. And then there was one particular episode that we did with a very popular podcaster on YouTube by the name of Sister George, right? And she had a podcast called The Woman's Perspective Podcast. I believe that's what the name was. And when she joined us for an episode of the Meeting of the Minds podcast, our numbers went up like crazy, and it was only one episode that she joined us for. I remember another episode, I had a singer on the program that was that came in as a guest panelist, I guess as you could say, Veen. And Veen, man, she had some great points to make in the program. You guys will be able to find all these episodes throughout the list, right? If you go to the playlist, you'll find podcasts, and you can listen to all the episodes there. But it was indeed a great run. I can't even lie to you. But yeah, it was a great run. And I greatly appreciate the support from everyone that was on the podcast, everyone that shared the links, everyone that watched. Sometimes we didn't always get a lot of viewership or a lot of shares, but that was okay. It was something that we enjoyed. It was something that we loved to do. So I always appreciated the conversations, It was great. Am I sad to see it go? Yeah, I'm a little bit sad, but it's time to move on. If there's another chance in life that I get to do this podcast again with these great people, I'll let you guys know. But for now, things are, everybody's moving in a different direction. Everybody's living life, so sometimes the way that we would like to do things, we always can't. And that's life. But yeah, so as for right now, the podcast is done. Like I said, the last episode will be on May 10th, 2025. And I'm hoping at least to do a 2-hour discussion or 3 hours, because I want this to be a dope episode. You know what I mean? Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate the support for the podcast. May 10th, 2025 at 8 p.m., all right? Join me, join us. Peace.